check, and welcome to a very special bonus. And welcome, check, yellow, and welcome to a very special. It's a check. How we looking over here on the camera? Mic check. Can't see much, but I need a mic stand with a mic clip. This thing is bolted on here. The Corona Margarita Seltzer, pretty darn good. You can hear it. Throw a little ice and lime in it with some salt on the rim. Don't you could just drink it right out of the can, but take that extra little step. It's a wrap. Let's fold up. Let's catch up. It's a beautiful day today. Outside, I'm in a tank top. It's not my usual, but I do like to stay active. I am for sure on the pickleball wave. I've been playing since October 2020. It's just fun, man. It's a fun way to stay active. It's a fun way to exercise and be social. I've had this laundry sitting here, not gonna lie, for a couple days, but I don't know. It's sometimes it's hard just to find that motivation to like put stuff away, but it is what it is. It's like so much of these clothes are pickleball clothes. Laundry in general has always been something that I've kind of been like, I don't know, I have this mind block. Couple little burn holes in some of these t-shirts. Here's this shirt. I've worn this before on Chopping Samples, like maybe an episode or two ago. Kind of want to be clear that I really don't spend any money on clothes. Almost all my clothes are thrift store clothes. There's really no crazy need to go like over the top shopping. I spent so much money on fast fashion and trends that I thought were popping, and it turns out that, you know, where are those clothes? They don't generally stand the test of time, you know what I mean? Kind of like, am I in the shot? I am in the shot. All right, I guess it's good enough. Oh, the shirt from Nashville. That horrible trip. Earnhardt Jr. The 88. My problem with Nashville is that it's like mid gentrification, but they've put in zero like social programs in place. There's nothing. It's just condos, and it's crazy. You'll see like on one side of the block, you'll see like 8 people bugging out, shooting up, and other whatever. And then directly across the street, you have like a condo that's $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So in Nashville, so it was kind of a crazy vibe. It bummed me out. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like the vibe there. Overall, the city was felt kind of like very highway-esque. Everything was a 4-lane highway. I was trying to catch a scene, a vibe while I was there, but I just couldn't. I really couldn't. It didn't help that the very first night that we stayed, I ended up getting super sick off some pizza. I went to this spot. It was supposed to be banging, wood fire, you know, the vibe, like IPA, backyard type place, and it tasted good in the immediate moment, but it did not go down well, and it came back up and damn near put a complete hex on the trip from the start. I did the main street, Nashville, whatever it was called. I did go to that honky tonk. I did all that going into the trip to Nashville. Me and my girl, we watched the episode of Master of None that they went to Nashville, and that episode sucked. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, that show has aged horribly. It really reminds me of like myself at that age, and it's cringy. And I have to ask, like, when did we really, like, not even when, like, why did we rock with Aziz Ansari so hard? Because the dude is mad obnoxious, like, the whole show. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? Like, I'm so close to doing you're not gonna catch me on camera doing the Aziz Ansari voice. But I'm gonna just say that I thought that it was, I just thought it was a little cheesy and cringy and corny and dated. And I don't know if I'm talking about Nashville. That's no disrespect to the people of Nashville, but I'm going to just say that I was very, very happy to touch down back in New York City. 2nd Avenue Deli. We're talking about a matzo ball soup, well-cooked French fries. We had the fresh coleslaw. We had the pickles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like bring me back food. That may not be ultra relatable, but I'm gonna just say that it hit the spot coming back from somewhere. And I'm gonna say this, we did the barbecue. We did the thing. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nashville. Couldn't really get weed. I wasn't really trying to go out of my way to, you know, like, go off the beaten path to find it. But, like, you know, I'm with my girl. Like, that's not really the move for me. So back in my early 20s, I would hit up people on Craigslist, like, anything, Facebook, Instagram, like, whatever, like, but I don't know, I was with my girl. It's not really the move to go around Nashville trying to find a plug. So I went to a spot, to like a head shop that I saw that was whatever. We were walking, I happened to see it. I walked in, I ended up buying a pre-roll of some THCA or something. I don't even know. It was probably Delta 8, Delta 9, shout out. Honestly, it hit the spot, but it's like, damn, man, like, I can't even get real, you know? It's like, it's not a plus. I'm going to say it's not a positive that cannabis is illegal in Tennessee and Nashville, whatever. I don't care how easy it is to get from the plug, whatever. It's like, yo, I'm coming from the tri-state. I'm coming from the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, tri-state area, 97. It's like, you know, it's kind of a letdown. It's like kind of going back in time, man. I feel like you know, I feel like if I'm gonna peruse the block to try to find a fucking weed connect, come on, man. It's like we have evolved past that. Like, I do have to remember that the whole point of doing this was I didn't have enough time to actually do a real video, so make sure, because I was gonna fold laundry, so to make sure to do my laundry. Shout out to Sopranos mixtape. It is available now on YouTube. Maybe it's a good time to talk about the process a little bit. So I saw a post on Reddit that was like, basically somebody was looking for a Sopranos, like wanted to do a Sopranos mixtape. Like, they had the idea. I don't remember exactly for verbatim, but I was like, yo, hit me up, let me know, you know, let's talk. Like, what are your ideas? Whoa, majority of that first bag is done. So the dude hit me up, we talked, And he just kind of explained to me like, yo, I have this idea. It's kind of like a comedy thing, potential to go viral, etc., etc. I'm a big fan of The Sopranos. I've talked about The Sopranos love that I have on this channel before in my like retrospective of 2012. Who cares? Anyway, we hashed out the deal. So I had love for The Sopranos, and he seemed to have a passion for it. So I was kind of like, you know what? He's not a rapper. I had a goal this year that I wanted to work on like a new music project. So I was like, yo, why not? Like the worst that happens is this shit does fuck around and go viral, like who knows? Like, so I immediately started working on it. I was working on it at work. Soon as I got home, like just like it occupied a lot of space in my mind, like I had not taken on a project in a while. So I wanted to get kind of back into that, and opportunities are kind of few and far between sometimes. So I was like, yo, here's an opportunity. I don't know where it's gonna go, but let me give it my honest and earnest try and see like what happens out of it. Because it felt like kind of the person on the other end also had passion for it. So I decided to take on the project. Full disclosure, it wasn't like a huge payday. It wasn't anything crazy. And that's another thing. I'm not going to say exactly how much I was paid, but it wasn't anything crazy. That was part of it. And another thing is that like I knew taking on this project, whatever I made off this project was going to go back into the channel. And that's actually how I ended up buying that camera. Like I bought it on some margin shit where I was like, I bought it before I got the money. Just because I was like, all right, let's do this. Like I want to I want to level up the channel and also cross off another thing on the goal list of making a project this year. So let's do it. And it's Sopranos, and I kind of had the confidence in myself that I knew I was going to be able to kind of deliver this project. A lot of work went into this, like beyond what I expected. I thought I was just going to be able to just whip up some quick beats. But the first thing I did was go onto the Spotify playlist of Sopranos and just kind of like see what could be flipped into a beat that would be recognizable, but also be like, I mean, I still have to make beats, right? Somebody still has to rap over this. So, God, this is a terrible fold, but I figured I needed to do something that was... So I searched for days, for samples, not even for days. I searched for weeks trying to get every single possible like recognizable scene from The Sopranos that could also make a good beat. Like there's not a crazy amount of like overlap between those two. Like there's a couple of recognizable, oh, this is from The Sopranos type joints, but realistically there was probably less than 10. But it took I had to listen to pretty much the entire score, like whatever was on Spotify I had to like put on just to kind of see like what could work and what wasn't going to work. After a few months, we finally got in the studio to record it, and that was cool. It had definitely been a while since I had been in an actual studio. Shout out to Pirate Studios. Pirate Studios in Queens was where we recorded it, and that was cool. It really was not like a professional music studio. It was really kind of a project studio, somewhere you go to just do demos, or maybe you just want to do a couple mix downs, or you just want to hear your music on loudspeakers, or just like kind of like get a raw feel. But it's definitely not no professional, ultra professional type spot. Like I remember like a bunch of the equipment kind of being a little bit not working all the way, but we made do. The whole thing got recorded in a day. Like everything you hear on it was recorded in one day. But it's crazy because it took us like 3 months to get to that one day with like writing sessions and things like that. There absolutely were times during the project where I was just like, kind of, you know, it was the project was a lot harder than I expected, and there was times where I just kind of lost interest. I lost steam. I remember hearing on Jim Jones' podcast, not podcast, on his Instagram, that I think he says like consistency builds inspiration. So if you're not feeling like inspired to create or to whatever, then as long as you're consistent, as long as you keep doing it every week at the same time and all that, then it's gonna, you know, then it doesn't matter. The inspiration will come regardless because you're consistent. The funny thing is as I was recording the project, I didn't know anything about GarageBand. The whole thing was recorded on my iPad, and I figured that GarageBand was probably, not only was it free, but it was probably the most straightforward and easy way to record this. I've messed around with GarageBand before, just like making a quick little beat, messing around with it. But actually getting in the studio and recording someone and looking like I know what I'm doing, I really had not done that in a long time. And I've never done that on my iPad in GarageBand. So the day before, I looked up on YouTube a quick little, like, you know, how do I record myself? And I just recorded a quick little session, and I was like, cool, you know, I know what to do. And so we got together the next day at that stew, and it was cool, man. Everything was dope. It's like meeting someone that you met on the internet, in the context, like in dating, that's how I met my girl. But like when you're meeting like someone in a creative space or whatever, like for the first time, someone you met off Reddit, whatever, like you really never know what to expect. But we hit it off, and we just, you know, we recorded like all day. It was not an easy recording session. I kind of held him up to a standard that I would any rapper, where I'm like, yo, if the take doesn't sound right, it doesn't sound right. So after that, I spent about a month mixing this thing. And that's another thing. It's like, I've mixed my own projects. I've never mixed anyone else's project. And the difference between mixing your own project and mixing someone else's project is crazy. Like, you hear things that they don't hear, and they hear things that you don't hear. So it's kind of like you're trying to bring your vision of what the thing is, and they have their vision, and you're trying to like link that up. Most of the time as the producer, it's like I have kind of final say, but I tried to look at this project as, let me take it as like I've been hired to do a job, and let me listen to their directions and see, you know, what I can kind of do, not so much to satisfy myself, but to satisfy them. It was kind of cool just to stretch my producing muscles a little bit and kind of put it together for someone else and try to bring someone else's vision to life. And when I turned that in, I really did feel like it was complete, man. I gave 100% of myself, of my attention, of my effort, which was great, man. And I'm really proud. I'm really proud of the way that it came out, and I'm proud of the way that I pushed myself to kind of go into a lane that is not my normal comfort zone, and to push myself and kind of do something that's a little bit different. And it's like, I feel like that project proved to myself that I could do things. I can be like a hired gun, you know. I could put a project together. I can put a whole album together. I could put someone's vision together, at least from a production standpoint. Now there's a lot of parts to a project that I'm not great at. You know, I'm not great at marketing. I'm not great at social media. I'm actually completely off of social media. Like, maybe I'll get back, but I'm just doing this, and I'm just seeing where this can take me, and I enjoy this, so why kind of switch it up? but all those other parts of a project are kind of out of your hands. So I didn't really look at the other aspect of it too much, because again, it's like I was hired to sort of do something, and I'm really proud of the way that it came out and the way that it was done. And I will for sure admit that I did do it for the possibility of one of these tracks going viral, one of these tracks getting reposted by like an influencer in the I guess the Sopranos social media world. I know it's out there, but I took it on really kind of just as a challenge to myself, and I think with that I'm super proud of. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this big pile of laundry behind me. Y'all take care, have a great weekend, have a great week, enjoy yourselves. Shout out to everybody that has recently purchased a lesson or a beat or just a straight up donation or something off the Bandcamp, or just sent a nice email, man. Like I super appreciate y'all. I just want to say that I appreciate all the regulars and all of y'all who watch and comment and are in the community tab and all that. Like, feel free, like, yo, check out that community tab. Let me finish what I was supposed to do about an hour ago. My name is Bird Boss. Thank y'all for watching, and peace.